an hour. And the speaker today is Admission Officer of Sofia University, Raisa and Shooting Con. And if you have any other question, you can scan the QR code in the right corner to ask the teacher Wang. Let me introduce Go Elite a little bit before we started. So about Go Elite, Go Elite is a professional education institute based in Los Angeles, California. We represent an official admission of more than 50 universities. We are dedicated to serving international students with high quality consultation, helping them with their academy programs and evaluating the best CPT school option for them. And Go Elite is also an AIRC certificate organization. Our vision and mission. So far, Go Elite have served over 47 states in the US and collaborate with more than 50 day one CPT schools. We promise to provide high quality consultation for free. These are some feedback from our students that we have worked with. And if you are interested in, you can search Go Elite on Google Maps to have more review. The agenda today, as I mentioned before, the first part will be the admission officer introducing the day one CPT, and the second part will be the question Q&A live answering. So if you have any question, please submit it in the Q&A section in English. And let's welcome the Shooting for taking over the screen and introduce us a little bit about the Sofia University.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Shu Ting. I'm the International Admissions Counselor from Sofia University. We're happy to see everybody virtually. Okay, so about Sofia University, this is our vision and mission, and we are a very diversity and open community. We have a lot of students from the whole world. So I'm not going to read this vision and mission. If you have interest, please check our website. So we started the school at 1975 as the Institution of Transpersonal Psychology. Then we got the WASCA, a credential, the year 1998. So it's been 47 years, our Sofia University. We have two campuses. One is in Bay Area, Palo Alto campus. Another campus is in LA, Costa Mesa campus. So if you want to check more about the credential, please go to our website. It's under About Us. So we are accredited by WASCA and the BPPE, Council for Higher Education, US Department of Education, Chinese government website of Ministry of Education. So I know we have a lot of international students. For international students who need I-20 or F1 visa, we only offer two programs for students who need F1. So the first one is Mscs, Master of Science in Computer Science. So this is a STEM program, and we also offer the work integrated learning opportunity for students. So there are 48 units for this program. Students need to complete the core courses, concentration, internship courses, and capstone. So here is the two concentration we have. The next one is MBA program. It's also 48 units, and it's also a work integrated learning based program. So we have more concentration for MBA program. So we have the catalog on our website. If you want to read more, please feel free to check our website, sofia.edu. And I'm going to just briefly talk about the program, especially for students who wanted to know more about our tuition fee and the length of this program. So basically, the program can be 1.5 year to 2.5 year. It's really depend on how many credits you are going to take every quarter. So if you only take 9 units per quarter, and you don't take any days off or any vacation, we say, so you're probably going to finish this program in 1.5 years. But if you take less than 9 units, and you are going to take 1 quarter or 2 quarter off in the future, so this program can be between 2 and 2.5 years. Okay, so the requirements of each quarter is for international student, at least 6 units per quarter. Okay, so only one course can be 100% online. Another one must be on campus. All right, so for the on-campus class, students need to be on campus only 1 day, Saturday or Sunday, per 1 time per month. Okay, so, and if you are going to take any internship course for the quarter, student also need to be on campus sorry, this is actually wrong. It's not correct. Sorry. So it's 1 time per month, 3 hours meeting. Okay. And for the tuition fee, it's all the same to all the students. 1 unit is $470. So 470 times 48 units is $22,560 for the whole program.
So,
yes.
Can I add a little bit more into this?
Sure.
Everyone, let me first introduce myself. My name is Raisa Velasquez. I'm the PDSO at Sofia. So currently, the way that we do the structure, you're only gonna be on classes during the weekends, some of the weekends during the academic year. As of now, the regulations with the SAVP due to COVID, it's a little bit more relaxed. Starting the next term in the fall, you will be required, most of the classes right now, they're hybrid, but they will move back to being residential, which means that you will meet every instead of just 1, maybe 2 times per month during the weekends. It's still, the structure will be during the weekends. It's just that it's gonna be moving from hybrid to residential, because those exceptions will come to an end, and we need to ensure that when that happens, that physical requirement, it's once again with those regulations. But Shutim, please.
Thank you, Ressa. Thank you so much. Yes, so this is based on the COVID situation. So everything gonna be updated a little bit in the future. Okay. So here's the checklist for admissions requirements. For all the students, the first step is to submit all the admissions related documents to be accepted to the program to move forward, right? So the first very important document is the online application form. And there is a $50 application fee. And the student needs to submit the statements of purpose based on your program. And your ID for international student must be passport, and official transcripts, all foreign transcripts evaluation. So for the student who already completed a degree in the United States, you can only request for the official transcripts. So the foreign transcripts evaluation is not required. But if you are the overseas students, you never receive any degree from the United States, then the foreign transcripts evaluation is required. Okay, so if your GPA is below 3.0, then we also required for 1 letter of recommendation for the program chair to evaluate if you are eligible to move forward. And for the English proficiency score, if you have a degree that received from the United States, this can be waived. But if you see you're overseas student, you only have a bachelor degree from China, let's say, and then you need to take the English proficiency exams. And yeah, basically this is all the admissions required documents. Once we have all your documents, if you are all good, then we can move forward to the next step. I'm going to accept you if everything good. Then there is the $200 acceptance fee. Once you submit the fee, you can move to I-20 procedure. So there are a few documents for I-20 request. The first one is bank statements. Within 6 months, $26,012. And if you have any sponsor, the support letter is required. These two are required for all international students. So if you are already the F1 student, F1 transfer student, then you also need to submit your current I-20, your I-94, and your copy of visa. All right. So here's the tuition fee for the program, and for the, this is 1 year, for 1 year. Okay, it's not for 2 years. So the living expenses for MB and Mscs is about, you know, $16,000, and the 1 year, let's say 3 quarters tuition fee gonna be $9,000. That's why the financial documents, we need 20,000, about $26,000. Okay, this is for 1 year, just to clarify that. So here's the F1 transfer students procedure. The first 3 steps are all related to admission. So you talk to me, you submit your admissions required documents, you accept it to the program, you pay the $200 acceptance fee, then you can move to the I-20 process, which is our PDSO rights are gonna help you. So you submit the financial documents, all your visa related documents, then rights are gonna provide you the I-20 request form, our CVS code, so you can request for transferring your CVS record to Sofia University. So if you have planned to apply to internship course, this is the time. You can talk to our internship advisor. His name is Tom. You start to talk to him, submit all your offer letter, you know, job description, CPT application form to move forward. Then once we have your CVS record, we have the approval of your internship course. Bernadette gonna be the one help all the students regarding their course schedule and the EA, which enrollment agreement. So please note, a student cannot do registration on their own in the first term at Sofia University, because you must sign the enrollment agreement to move forward. Our registrar will do the registration for you once you sign the enrollment agreement, okay?
And Shooty, can you explain a little bit more? What is the enrollment agreement? What is this? What is the encompassing information that is provided in that?
Yeah, so the enrollment agreement has all the school history information, including the fact sheets and the program length, the credits you are going to complete, the tuition fee information, the cancel deadline, and all the basic policy of Sofia University. So I recommend all the students, whenever you receive the enrollment agreement, please read everything carefully, and then you sign your signature. Okay, it's a very important document. So with all the documents settled down, registrar will sign the EA for you and do the registration for all new students. If you apply to CPT, then RISA will be able to create a CPT I-20 for the students. Then you can just wait everything. You can just ready for classes, okay? For initial F1 students, it's a little bit different because you are not eligible for internship course. So the first 3 steps are the same. Then you will move to number 4, submit I-20 required documents to your students portal or to RISA directly via email. And you need to book the F1 visa interview once you have the I-20 form. And please always keep in mind, you must talk to our DSO all the time regarding your interview feedback, or you passed, or you have to submit any other documents or any reason for deny, so we can better assist you. So once you get your visa done and you get your, let's say, F1 visa, you can book the flight. You can fly to the United States. Please keep in mind, always talk to your DSO. It's very important. We know where are you. Okay, then we will move to the same procedure. You will confirm the courses schedule and sign enrollment agreement with Bernadette, and a registrar will do the registration for you. Okay. Here is our academic calendar for next year. So Sofia University has 4 quarters, 1 year. So spring quarter, summer quarter, fall quarter, and a winter quarter. Each quarter is about 3 months. So here is the first day of the term for summer is July 5th. And fall 2022, the first day is October 3rd. Then it's next year, winter 2023, the first day is January 9th. Then it's the spring quarter. So the application deadline is 1 month before the first day of the term. So if you are going to apply to summer 2022, you need to submit everything before June 5th, because you need time to do other work, like apply to internship or transfer your CV's record. So we want to make sure all the students have enough time to prepare for the other sections, okay? Yeah, that's all for me. I'm going to let our DSO, Raisa, take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Shana. So as you can see, our process itself is very simple. We are a quarterly based school, which means we have 4 quarters per term. And that gives us a little bit more flexibility. So if you need to, like the next session that we have for the summer, we're now in the summer intake, it begins on July 5th. So we still have a couple of months until for you to start the process. And I right now will tell you a little bit more in detail of what that looks like. Hold on one moment. Okay, so let me introduce again. I'm the Director of Partnerships and the PDSO here at Sofia. Just to give you a little more of background information, we have 2 campuses like Chutin stated. We have one located in, in Palo Alto in the Bay Area. And we also have our secondary campus in Costa Mesa, Orange County. So we have that option if you ever want to move to Northern California or vice versa, there is that flexibility. So I'm going to dive in for the next couple of minutes about what is the internship program here at our university, what that entails, and what are the eligibility requirements for F1 students. I do have to let you know that if you are an abroad student coming from overseas, you do not qualify for the internship program. You have to wait 3 quarters and successfully complete them in order to be eligible. However, if you have been in the United States for a full year, you automatically qualify for this. So we're going to explain a little bit more in detail on how that works. So at Sofia University, what does it mean? You always need to meet the minimum full-time minimum requirement. Here is that you need to be enrolled in 6 credits per term. Our internship class is 1 credit. Typically what students do is that they enroll in one class, the internship course, and also the online course. So there are different ways in which you can navigate it in order to be compliant. Some students like to take 1 residential, 1 online, if they're not partaking in the internship program in order to be compliant. However, if you are taking the internship course, we need to ensure that you are enrolled in 2 hybrid, and the internship course is also hybrid. I do have to highlight that for that, your internship faculty advisor, his name is Ton Tofola. He likes to meet with you all on campus at least once a month to discuss what you're learning, what is the valuable experience that you're gaining, and how does your experiential work experience translates into the program that you are pursuing at Sofia. So that internship component, it's hybrid. The other combination that can potentially work is that you can enroll in 1 on-campus course, 1 online, and since the internship is hybrid, you only enroll in 7 credits. So you can see, as you can see, you are maintaining that minimum balance. You don't have to, like other universities, you typically have to enroll in 9 credits. But here, the minimum full-time enrollment for all students, domestic and international, is 6 credits. But because you have the internship course, there is that additional course that translates it, and it's now 7. So For initial students that are not very versatile and do not understand a little bit well, what is CPT, how does this engage with the program, I'm just gonna once again explain what CPT is. So it's a type of work of authorization that allows international students to participate in paid or unpaid off-campus academic internships. The purpose of CPT is academic. So it's not just for employment purposes. You're always going to be in that internship component with the internship faculty advisor so that they can see your progress and how that integrates with your program. It is considered an integral part of a student's degree program. And the most important part of this is that if you're engaging in CPT, it must correlate in a very big way to your degree program of study. So like I mentioned, at Sofia, we refer to it as a work integrated learning internship program. And it can include an employment that you're currently doing, an internship experience, it can be paid or unpaid. It can be a comparative education work experience. And CPT authorization can also be either part-time or full-time. And that's defined if you're working part-time, it needs to be 20 hours or less per week. Or if it is full-time, it needs to be more than 20 hours per week. Prospective F1 students, like I said, because I have to reiterate this many times, you needed to be enrolled at a university in the US for at least one academic year. And one academic year at Sofia is defined as 3 full-time quarters per the academic calendar. So that means if you finish 2 semesters at your previous university, or if the previous university, it was a quarterly based system as well, you needed to at least complete 3 quarters to qualify for the work integrated learning internship program at Sofia University. The only graduate programs that qualify for WIL is the Master's in Computer Science and the Master's in Business Administration. And once again, abroad F1 students must wait and successfully complete 3 academic quarters to qualify for CPT. So let's, you got admitted into the program, you started submitting the documents, everything is good. Now you are processing your CVS transfer record. What are the qualifications for that to have CPT concurrently each quarter, and what are the things that we look at? So from the international office perspective and as your DSO, so I look at your GPA. One of the biggest requirements to be eligible for CPT each academic term is that you maintain a 3.0 GPA or average above score to qualify for CPT concurrently. We're also going to be taking a look at your employment and if it's related to your major area of study. So your internship faculty advisor will always be looking at your job offer letter or your internship job offer letter and see how does it relate to your program, and he will academically approve you. So he is essentially the first step of ensuring that it meets the requirements academically, and once it goes through that process and it is approved from his end, I go and look at the documents once again. I'm like, perfect, everything has been submitted. So it's a very simple process. You need to submit 2 forms and your job offer letter. So to summarize, you need to provide your internship request form. The internship request form basically provides me information about the location of your employer, the initial and end date that you want CPT approval, because that's very important for me to know so that I can provide you the I-20 with correct CPT authorization dates, your internship or job offer letter, and last but not least, you need to submit a comparative agreement. And what is a comparative agreement? The comparative agreement, it basically let us know what you will be doing in your current job and how you are progressing. What are the things that you're doing? How are you being how are you evolving in your job? And this needs to be completed by your employer and signed by them as well. And we just, every quarter, we make sure like, oh, this is what's happening, perfect. And then we approve it. So just to summarize, once again, the internship request form, the internship job offer letter, and the comparative agreement are the only 3 documents that you need to submit over to us for CPT approval. So last but not least, just to give you a quick glance on how that looks academically and how that integrates into your curriculum for the program. The internship course, you will, for every quarter that you're enrolled, for the first 3 quarters that you're enrolled, you receive 1 internship credit unit that counts towards your graduation requirement. After the 3rd quarter, it is still optional, it's still a possibility, and you can still engage in CPT. But it just to give you like, throughout the program, you do have that benefit of continuing the work integrated learning aspect of component of it. So that is pretty much it on my section. Now we're gonna go to the Q&A. And I noticed that there are already a few questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raisa and Shooting, for providing this like so useful information. So now we will move on to the Q&A section. Let me share my screen real quick. Just a second.
Yeah, there were many questions. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I already replied to a few questions which relate to admissions.
Just a second, please.
Is it possible to finish the Mscs program in 1 year?
I already answered that one. So it's possible, but we don't encourage students to do that because it's gonna overwhelming. If you wanna take more than 3 courses every quarter, students need to get the approval from the program chair. So if you wanna take more than 5 courses each quarter to complete this program in 1 year, please talk to the program chair, okay?
Okay.
Now the Q&A is shared already. Let's start from the first question.
Yes, will Sofia University be able to issue CPT for the full year? Yes. Yes, so we actually do. There is no problem in that. However, the first quarter, we provide CPT authorization for the very first day of the quarter until the last day of classes. Any day prior to that is not, it will not be concurrent. So for instance, we start classes on summer during July 5th. So that is considered the first day of the term. And that will be the first day that you will be receiving CPT authorization, not a day before. It's just that we need to make sure that it is in correlation to your internship class. But after that, we do have academic grace. And however, you will receive, the way that we do is that we give you a warning, like you have to apply for if your CPT is about to end, we send you an email letting you know that you have to submit the documents once again for reapproval. And once you submit the documents, you will receive CPT authorization again for the next term, and there will be no breaks. I hope that answered your question.
Celine, do you mind the Zoom bigger, the screen? I couldn't say too well.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Okay, for the second question, I can answer that. So the MB and the Mscs workload, we understand that most of you gonna work, right? And well, you have to take courses in Sofia University. So all the faculty, they will do their best to only give students required or needed assignments. So I never heard any student complain to me saying, oh, I cannot handle this a lot of work. So it's really based on the minimum requirements of the program. So don't worry about the workload. Also, it's really depend on the students' study ability. You know, some students are very good at reading, writing, English, everything they're good. So they can finish the assignments quicker. But you have my words, it's not so hard and so bad. So number 3, I already answered that one.
Okay, no, so let's go to number 4 for the MBA program. Oh,
okay. Celine, it's okay if yeah.
Okay, it looks good. Okay, thank you. So once again, question number 4. For the MBA program, if I complete the program in 2 years, can I use CPT for 2 years? Do I need to renew the CPT every year? So, I mean, to finish the program in 2 years, it may or may not, typically the students actually finish the program within a year and a half based on the number of credits that they need to complete, which is 48 credits. Do you need to renew the CPT every year? So actually you need to renew it every quarter, every 3 months, since we're a quarterly based school. You get CPT authorizations for 3 months for every authorization that we do. It's just the nature of how it is, just because that's the structure of the program. So you do have to submit the paperwork, like I stated, the job offer letter, the comparative agreement, and the internship form over to us on a quarterly basis for CPT approval. So it's not every year, but every quarter. Do you have any, so I'm gonna go ahead to question number 5. Do you have any data on students' RFE percentage for students who have been on day 1 CPT program? I mean, honestly, we do not receive a lot of RFEs. This is really the work integrated learning, how we have done it here at Sofia. It's a very tight program, and we have an internship faculty advisor that, you know, provides you all the guidance, and we are within regulations. So we really haven't received RFEs in regards to this. It typically is always pertaining to something different. For instance, like a student applying for H-1B, but in terms of day 1 CPT, that has not been really a source of requests that we have gotten from them.
Okay, number 6. So the resume is not required, but you're welcome to submit your resume, especially for the student who have a lower GPA. Like if your GPA is below 3.0, you not only need your recommendation letter, you need to work very hard on your statements of purpose. If you have a resume, please send to me. So all your documents will be sent to the program chair to evaluate.
So, Shutinda, you answer question number 8 or?
Number 6.
Okay. I'm still gonna answer number 7 because I didn't really answer it in detail. In the event that you receive an RFE, we are very familiar, like we can help you and assist you. Like basically, we just have to provide them a series of documents, and that will be including your cooperative agreement that you sign with your employer. This is why we reiterate how important it is to have that cooperative agreement, so that in the unlikely event that it happens, you know, we take care of you and we provide you those documents. But typically, if we do receive an RFE, we provide you the documents within 3 to 5 business days. It's a very, you know, A to B process.
Okay, for number 8. So again, like we just mentioned earlier, for MB and Mscs, you need to take at least 6 units, right, each quarter. So 3 units is 1 course, and you can only take one 100% online class. Another one must be on-site. So for each on-site or on-campus class, this type of class will have 5 sections. Okay, so you will have 5 times class during 1 quarter. 3 sections will be on campus, weekend only, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., 1 day per month. So another 2 sections will be the same time, but via Zoom. So you just log in your Zoom account and take the class. This is only the policy during this during COVID. So in the future, it will be maybe 2 on-campus class, right, Reza?
It will be all classes like, so typically they meet 5 times per term. So it will be those 5 times, there will be 5 weekends that they meet throughout it's gonna be all 5. So those 2 classes that we meet, like typically they meet online, they're gonna go back to being on campus.
Thank you. So for number 9, students need to pay the tuition fee before the first day of the term. It's based on the credits you take for that quarter. If you're going to take 6 units, you pay 6 units. You take 9 units, you pay 9 units. Okay, number 10. So unfortunately, you cannot skip the steps, the instruction I showed earlier. You need to follow the instruction step by step because all the department work together. If, for example, if we don't have your service transfer to us, we cannot let you sign the enrollment agreement. So you must follow the instruction.
Thank you, Shutin. So I'm going to go ahead with question number 11. For students who want to do day one CPT, how long does it take for Sofia University to approve our CPT request? The day we apply for day one CPT to the day we receive CPT I-20. I mean, so it really depends on how early you submit your documents over to us. For instance, if you submit the documents 1 month prior to the start of the term, we have sufficient time to process your CPT request so that when the first day of the term begins, your CPT is already ready and for us to give that to you. Obviously, a big component to that is has your CVS record been transferred over to us so that we can begin that process as well on our end. But the whole process itself, it takes about 3 to 5 business days. And same day, if you were to submit a same day application, 3 days, for instance, the first day of the term, it still may be a delay because it still takes us 2 to 3 business days to process your CPT application. So the best advice that we tell to all of our students, just submit the documents earlier because it helps us to help you. But yes, that would be my answer with this question.
So for number 12, yes, you may switch campus between quarters. Yes, but I recommend students talk to the program chair, DSO, student service in advance because we need to send faculty to different campus based on the number of the students. So you can switch campus, no problem, but I don't think you can switch campus in the middle of a quarter.
In the middle of the term.
Yeah.
So if your intent is to transfer to the Costa Mesa campus and you started the program in Palo Alto, for instance, once you finish and during the academic break, hey, I'm going to be moving to Costa Mesa, it is a very simple change. You just have to reach out to the international office. We go ahead and process your request and update the location of your campus within Sofia University and provide you the correct I-20 so that you're in concurrent and compliant by letting them know exactly which campus you are enrolled. But it's a very simple process. It's just during the middle of the quarter, it's a little bit conflictive. We just have to make sure that it's in between academic breaks for a seamless transfer from one quarter to the other. I think I already answered number 13 though. So once again, you apply every quarter. We provide you need to provide us the document at least 2 weeks in advance, since it only takes us about 3 to 5 business days for us to issue your CPT I-20. But that is just essentially how the process is. Number 14, what is the difference of a cooperative agreement and an offer letter? Oh, does the offer or cooperative agreement have to specify it is an internship or could it be full-time? Not necessarily. So it's okay if the verbiage says that you have employment. There's really not a problem with that. We just need to make sure that your employer tell us, a description of what you're doing and your learning objectives for the term. And as long as that is completed, it's just a very short paragraph. It's not like, don't worry, this is not a 10-page binding cooperative agreement document. We just need more information about who your supervisor is, for the location, what are the goals. It does not need to specify internship. It's just that we need that document in place for like previous questions that have been asked about like a possible RFE. So it's just in the unlikely event that it happens, we do need to have that document on file so that we can provide you those documents. This is 15 every three months. That's
every quarter.
Every quarter. So number 16, it can be an intern or it can be an FTE role. Either or, there's really, it's okay. So typically what on the compliance end, we're gonna require on the offer letter, it needs to have start date. And the start date needs to be with the very first day of the term. So what we really ask our students, this is why it's important to submit the documents like early or like on time, because it takes a little bit of time to reach out to your employer or to the HR department. Hey, my school really needs a specific job offer letter that has a very specific day on when the date of employment will start. So yeah, we do take a very close look about this. So we want to make sure that the offer letter, it is indeed updated for CPT approval. So question number 18. That is a very tricky question. Number 18, if you're doing currently the green card process, am I still eligible for CPT? It really, that is a question that you have to ask your lawyer. We really do not process anything related to green card, so we only can advise on F1 matters. I mean, from our end, we can still, if you're still in status with a valid I-20, we can authorize you for CPT, but in terms of the green card process and how that entails and intertwines with CPT, there's really, that's more of an immigration lawyer that you need to reach out to. Number 19, is the MBA full-time internship in business in MBA qualified for CPT? Yes, it is. What is the acceptance rate for the MBA program? Shutine, that's your question.
Yeah, so I can tell you it's not bad. So as long as you have your official transcripts with a good GPA and you take serious about your statements of purpose, that's very important. So we have very strict standards and the guideline for the statements of purpose. I know some students just don't care. They just submit 100 character for the statements of purpose. I cannot accept that. So if you take this program series and you care the program, you really wanted to learn something, you are welcome. Okay, so I think that's my answer. Yeah.
Thank you, Shutine. So for students who are currently in OPT, we don't need to wait for an academic year no, it's okay. You have already fulfilled the 1-year requirement of studies in the US. So you automatically qualify for the work integrated learning at Sofia University. Next question. Does the Mscs, like...
Yeah, I will take that one.
Changes a lot, so I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't have any computer science related background, that's fine. You are welcome to apply to the program. Again, please state well for your statements purpose, like why you wanted to change your career or why you have interest in the Mscs. And if you worry about, what if I don't understand too much about CS courses? Is that very difficult? It's not. So we have a lot of students overseas. They never even take any, degree in the United States, but they are doing great because the program is designed from the foundation to the concentration. If you completed the foundation courses for the first quarters, you are totally fine to move forward. Yeah, so non-CS background, you are welcome to apply.
Perfect. Question number 23, can the F1 transfer process happen during the grace period? The summer quarter starts during the grace period yeah, that's perfectly okay. There's no problem whatsoever in that happening. We actually had a handful of students that have been in a very similar situation to yours, and there's really no problem with that. You just need to be aware that during that time that you're in your grace period, you cannot engage in any unauthorized employment. And that's when the job offer letter, we need to have it needs to stipulate the first day of employment that will be in concurrent with the first day of classes at Sofia. But yes, you can definitely transfer your CVS record during your grace period. So number 24, we have, so for a comparative agreement, if my HR department does not want to sign it, is it possible to waive it? this will be on a very provisional basis. You have to discuss this directly with the internship faculty advisor, and he can definitely outline what other steps can probably be taken in lieu of a cooperative agreement. So this will need to be a conversation that you need to have with our internship faculty advisor. It may or may not be possible, but that we're definitely open to the idea on a provisional basis on extreme circumstances. So yeah, it may be a possibility. I do not understand question 25. Do students have to supply agreement letter to apply? Is it the same? So if it's kind of similar to question 24. So it will be on a provisional basis, and it will have to be discussed with the internship faculty advisor for approval. Question 26, can I use Mscs Cpt to work for a non-software engineer job? For example, a position like
Celine, can you phone number?
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you, Celine.
Thank you.
For engineering program manager. I mean, in a way, it seems that you're still very much related to your Mscs program. So I can tell you that there is a very high chance that it will be approved by our advisor, Tom. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that. And yeah, we're open to that possibility. I'm in China now. I'm moving to the next question. Does it need China's university to send paper transcript to Sofia for applying?
No. Yeah, no, because we need your foreign transcripts evaluation. So for the foreign coursework, or if you don't have any degree received from the United States, the foreign transcripts evaluation is required. So there are many company or organization help students to do this foreign transcripts evaluation. Laterly, they're like translate your courses and calculate your GPA, and on the report we will say if you actually received a bachelor degree or master degree. So the only thing we required, foreign transcripts evaluation.
So Shuding, I do have a question. Do we currently have a foreign transcript company that we use for, and how long does it take for them to complete the foreign transcript evaluation?
Good question. It really depends on the company. So the most famous one is called WES, World Language Service, I think, yes. So they required for the original transcripts. So laterly you need to mail all your original transcripts to the United States. So they receive your documents and process the evaluation. It may take up to a few months. We don't have one we're working with, but I have one I recommend the student to take. It's called a Foundational International Service, FIS. So they don't require for the original transcripts. So if you have a copy, you just take a picture, send to them. It may take 3 days to evaluate this your transcripts. It's really depend on how fast you want everything settled down. And of course, if you want to do everything in 1 day, it's expensive. If you want to do everything in 2 weeks, it's cheaper. So yeah.
So depending on how fast they want it, the price package is different, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And there are many organizations you can take.
But we currently have one specifically that we use, right? And then because the majority of the foreign transcript evaluation companies, they send still like letters to the university, but now we're shifting more into them sending electronic copies of the transcript, which makes the process even faster, right?
No, we are not working with anyone. So we just, we have the list on neces.com. All the companies on the website you are welcome to use, okay? So it's just every organization has their requirements to evaluate your transcript. So I cannot tell what you need to prepare. But like what I said, the Foundational International Service is the one I recommend. So it's an easier procedure, faster, and we have a lot of students using that. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Shuding. Thank you for clarifying that. Question 28, if my internship company refuses to provide CPT agreement, so once again, this will be on a provisional basis and it will have to be discussed with the internship faculty advisor. And question 29, how is day one CPT students accounting for overall students? Do you mean like the ratio of students enrolled in CPT? I really do not understand the question. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but I think we may have to move to the next question. Is there any workaround for the comparative agreement? Again, provisional basis. So that will have to be discussed. Is software engineer or data scientist qualified for MBA CPT? Honestly, I cannot really answer that question because we need to look further into your job description and what it entails. And if there is pertaining parts of your job that inherently correlates to, you know, for an MBA program, if you're doing any business aspect with your current title and that is specified in your job offer letter, then that might be a possibility. But until we have more context about what you're doing, that's when we can make a better assessment if we can, you know, approve you for CPT or not for the work integrated learning program. So we need more information and more details. Is the CPT still valid during the quarter break? Yes, we already touched that topic. Can we work outside of California for a CPT internship? I mean, as of now, because of COVID, things have been a little bit more flexible and remote work is more accessible, and it shouldn't really be a problem. What it's really important is that your work, you're doing it in California, that you're here so that you can attend to classes during the weekends and maintain that physical presence, which is like the most important thing. But yes, you can engage in remote work. Is there a comparative agreement template for us to get signature from the company? Absolutely. Once you go through the admissions process and Shooting admits you into the program, provides the program acceptance letter for either the MBA or Mscs, that's where I come in and Professor Tom, which you're also going to meet. And that's when we give you the documents and the templates. But yeah, that happens later on in the process. So yeah, we do have everything ready for you, even the template for the job offer letter. Question 35, is it okay to spare 5 business days before the program start date to complete CVIS transfer and internship course registration? I mean, it can be possible. We just want to make sure that if the expectations are not met, and you know, we cannot provide you the CPT the moment that you want it, is because the documents were provided a little bit later than anticipated. So you have to be open to the situation that it may or may not be ready within the day that you want to start CPT. So that's why we reiterate, ensure to submit the documents on time, at least 2 weeks or a month prior to your program. And last, but yeah, we're almost last to the last question. I currently have a hardware engineer program management background. What MBA program should I choose if I want to seek a software program manager job in the future without a computer science background? I see. This one, I recommend you to talk to our internship faculty advisor, Tom. It seems that this is a little bit, he needs to understand once again a little bit more about what you do, what your job entails, and we need more context about how that can possibly work. And last question, Shooting, I think that's yes. What is, yeah.
For scholarships, we don't have scholarships for summer quarter, but if you enrolled for summer quarter, you can apply the scholarship in the fall. So it's just we have scholarships available, but some quarter we just don't open the scholarship, you know, so you can enroll, you can still enroll in summer and you just apply for the scholarship for fall quarter, fall 2022. Okay.
So that concludes all the questions. Everyone, I have to say thank you very much for all the great questions that you asked us. This was very important, you know, to ensure that those expectations are met and that you have a better understanding of how our university works. on a structural level and how many times we have, we are a quarterly based school. So yes, typically we just want to make sure that before we go, the process is very simple. You just only have to submit a couple of documents for CPT approval. The only thing that we require, just do things on time. And if you're going to start the next term, that you submit those documents, talk to us, and we're going to go take ahead and take care of you. So thank you for considering us and for joining this session. And Celine, take the floor. We're done.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shooting and Raisa, for answering all the CPT questions and introduce the Sofia University. I believe we now have a better understanding of all the information. If you have any more other questions, please feel free to contact GoElite, and we will have a professional consultant to answer your question. Thank you so much again, Shooting and Raisa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Salim.